Thank you. You may now be seated. My name is Nana Champong, and I'd like to warmly welcome you here today. We are gathered to celebrate the marriage of Rob and Mary. To all their guests, they are so happy to share this moment with you. Many of you have known them for several years. You've watched them grow up, you went to school with them, or you've worked alongside them. You've come from near and far to share their commitment to one another and help them start their married life together. Mary and Rob are especially grateful to have their parents, sisters, and Mary's grandmother close to them for the ceremony. They thank their parents for providing them with every opportunity possible and allowing them to grow in families full of love. They also remember loved ones who cannot be here to share this moment with them today, but who they hold dear in their hearts. Rob would like to remember his grandparents, Joyce, Douglas, Belle, and Daniel, and Mary would also like to remember her grandparents, Joseph and Mary, and her grandfather, Alfonso. May the memories of your well-loved grandparents brighten your day and warm your hearts. And so, it is that Mary and Rob present themselves to be married today, surrounded by the people they love the most. With that, I'd like to say a short prayer as we begin the ceremony. We give thanks for the love that has gathered us together in this place, and especially for the love that has brought Rob and Mary here to join together in marriage. For all the beauty that you have bestowed upon them, we give great thanks. For their open hearts, their wisdom in choosing to love, with all its joys, hardships, and lessons, we ask your blessing so the words spoken today can be lived out in their marriage. Amen. Mary and Rob, marriage is a promise between two people who love each other, who honor one another as individuals, and who wish to spend the rest of their lives together. Marriage enables two souls to share their memories and dreams, their joys and sorrows, and to help each other through the uncertainties of life. A strong marriage also nurtures each of you as separate individuals. It is a safe haven for each of you to become your best self together. A marriage takes deep trust to know in your hearts that you only want the best for each other. It takes dedication to stay open to one another, to learn and grow, even when it is difficult to do so. And it takes faith to go forward together without knowing what the future holds. Those of us in attendance are present to witness a statement of lasting love and commitment between Mary and Rob. Everyone gathered here today was invited to the ceremony because you have played a special role in Rob and Mary's lives. You are present at the ceremony to celebrate their marriage and to witness their vows of love to one another. Will all of you love and support this couple now and in the years ahead? If so, please respond, we will.
We will.
I'd now like to invite Rob's sister, Lindsay, to recite the first reading from one of Mary and Rob's favorite books, All the Light We Cannot See.
Hi everyone. So people walk the paths of the gardens below, and the wind sings anthems in the hedges, and the big old cedars at the entrance to the Maze Creek. Mary Laura imagines the electromagnetic waves traveling into and out of Michael's radio, bending over them, except now 1,000 times more crisscross in the air than when he lived, maybe 1,000,000 times more. Torrents of cell conversations, of television programs, of emails, vast networks of fiber and wire interlaced above and beneath the city, between antennas atop buildings, between transmitters in metro tunnels, commercials for toaster pastries flashing into space and back to Earth again. I'm going to be late, and maybe we should get reservations and pick up avocados, and what did he say? And 10,000 I miss yous, 50,000 I love yous, hate mail and appointment reminders, and market updates. Jewelry ads, coffee ads, furniture ads flying invisibly over the warrens of Paris, over battlefields and tombs, over this garden ever-shifting landscape we call nations. And so it is so hard to believe that souls might also travel those paths, that her father and Michael and Madame Manic might harry the sky in flocks, like egrets, like terns, like starlings, that great shuttles of souls might fly about, faded but audible, if you listen closely enough. They flow above the chimneys, ride the sidewalk, slip through your jacket and shirt and breastbone lungs, and pass out through the other side. The air a library, and the record of every life lived, every sentence spoken, every word transmitted, still reverberating within it. We rise again in the grass, in the flowers, in songs. Sorry, I'm a little emotional.
Thank you, Lindsay. I'd now like to invite our next readers to the podium, Rob's cousins, Wendy and David.
These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch.
Mary and Rob, please take one another by the hand. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other.
Thank you. And last but not least, Mary's uncle, Joseph, will read a passage from Corinthians.
Reading from the first letter of Corinthians. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, I can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, and what is in part disappears. For now, we see only a reflection, as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. But now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. The word of the Lord.
Thank you, Joseph. In preparation for today, I'd like to take a moment to share a thank you to Rob and Mary and their families for having me today. A little surprised, however, at the same time, humbled for the opportunity. Rob and I first met during our time at Blair Academy. We were both young guys, the varsity team hopes, but having both JV skills, played on the same basketball and baseball teams. However, despite our overall irregular team records, we still had a good time together. He'll never let me live down my point guard through the leg struggle that but some other folks in this room also know that. Our friendship continued to grow, and I remember one weekend taking a trip to New York with Rob during high school. Mind you, I grew up overseas. I'd never really spent time in the quote-unquote Big Apple, so this first trip I was pretty new. And so, as we were going to grab pizza, I tried to have the group adhere to jaywalking signs. And so, yeah, these guys being city kids looked at me with looks of confusion and half smiles and said, "That's cute, but this is New York." I have many, many more Blair stories of late nights and things that kept the Gilberts up, but I'll keep those close, and I think some folks have alluded to that last night. Plus, Mary, you made it this far, so there's no turning back. We went our respective ways for college and remained in contact whenever possible. I was ecstatic when Rob shared with me a couple years after he had met Mary, this beautiful and amazing individual. By that time, my wife and I had moved out to the West Coast and were hyped that the news that these two were moving out that way as well. For the most part, these great people have visited my wife and I in almost every city that we lived in. So every time I talk to Rob, he's like, "Where are you moving next?" It's been a pleasure to see the relationship grow. I have a new appreciation for Mary's need for speed from our jet ski outing in San Diego. I knew Mary was the one, mainly because Rob survived it, as he held on for dear life, as well as a couple's trip to Sonoma and Napa, where we learned firsthand how fun Jazz in the Barn can be. Shout out to Kathy. With all the memories and more to come, Mary and Rob, I'd like to impart some of my learnings from marriage. No, marriage is a constant work in process, and you will continue to grow and learn more about one another as the years go by. Don't sweat the small things and continue to communicate with one another. Know that what you order at a restaurant will always look better to the other person. If she or he asks for the last bite, try to oblige, which we all know is always a challenge. And lastly, take the quiet moments together to admire your husband or wife. Now, we come to the moment Mary and Rob want to hear the most today. The words that will make them husband and wife. A marriage is a voluntary and full commitment. Before you declare your vows to one another, I will ask that it is indeed your intention to be married today. Mary, do you come here freely and without reservation to give yourself to Rob in marriage? If so, answer, I do.
I do.
Rob, do you come here freely and without reservation to give yourself to Mary in marriage? If so, answer, I do.
I do.
Mary and Rob, having heard that it is your intention to be married to each other, I now ask you declare your marriage vows.
I, Mary, take you, Rob, to be my husband. I promise to be true to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. I will love and honor you all the days of my life.
I, Rob, take you, Mary, to be my wife. I promise to be true to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. I will love and honor you all the days of my life.
Your wedding ring is a symbol of the never-ending circle of love. It is an outward and visible sign of the bond which already unites your two hearts in love. In the spirit of shared love and in full agreement, you will now confirm your intentions for the well-being of your marriage with the exchange of rings. May I please have the rings? Rob, as a token of your love, place the ring on Mary's finger and repeat after me. Mary, I give you this ring
Mary, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love and faithfulness,
as a symbol of my love and faithfulness.
as this ring has no end.
As this ring has no end,
My love is also forever.
my love is also forever.
Mary, as a token of your love, place the ring on Rob's finger and repeat after me. Rob, I give you this ring
Rob, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love and faithfulness,
as a symbol of my love and faithfulness.
as this ring has no end.
As this ring has no end,
My love is also forever.
my love is also forever.
Rob and Mary, you came here today of your own free will and in the presence of family and friends to declare your love and commitment to one another. There's a wonderful life ahead of you. Live it fully, love its challenges and choices, and let life amaze you and bring you great joy. After witnessing your vows of love to each other, it is my honor to now pronounce you husband and wife. Amen. Friends and family, I now present to you our newly married couple. Our ceremony has concluded. Please join us in the greenhouse room to my right. It's time to celebrate.